I'm Alex Brown, and I'd like to introduce you to the Unshored Construction Span design tool. This tool allows you to calculate maximum allowable unshored spans for any metal deck supporting concrete. You can check composite, non-composite, and even roof deck with complete control over concrete specification, bearing conditions, and construction loading. Let's jump in. This tool is modeled on the composite deck slab analysis tool, but specifically it's focused on the unshored span calculations. And the big difference here is that this particular tool is capable of composite and non-composite profiles. So you can check non-composite floor decks with concrete topping or roof deck with concrete topping. Vulcraft and Verco profiles are loaded up here. And if you're not sure which one might be appropriate for your project area, we've got this map here. So everything east of the Rockies is going to come from a Vulcraft facility, and everything west of the Rockies would come from our Verco plants. We've got kind of this left-hand module here, which has all of the deck information, connection information, and the concrete topping. And then based on that, the right side of the tool generates your maximum unshored clear spans for your given condition. And then you can also do an in-depth individual analysis for a specific span. And then you can also check unshored cantilever span for construction loading, and that result is here. And on the left-hand side, generally you want to work from top to bottom, because as you change options here, the options below will update accordingly. If I wanted to flip this to the Verco profiles for a second, you would see everything kind of updating on the fly here. It takes a few seconds to filter through it all. And then based on that, I've got my different options available here. And if I go back to Vulcraft for a second, and we can go ahead and look at a composite 1.5" VL deck. And just for example, we'll say that it is a cellular acoustic deck. So you can see that profile name updating here, 1.5 VLPA-36. Side lap type is interlocking is good, but that fastener type button punch, maybe that's not what's happening in my region. So I'm going to change that to a welded side lap. And then gauge and grade are available here. So with all those inputs, I'm going to go ahead and flip it to a Verco profile. And you can see a lot of those equivalent options did get wiped out here with the change. So something to be conscious of. Again, always working from top to bottom to make sure that it updates correctly. But we'll go ahead, we'll actually change this to our 3.5" dovetail profile. There is no cellular option available for that, nor is there an acoustic option for that. It's only available with a nested screwed side lap, so that's all in there. And then this is our 3.5" DS. The S stands for stiffened, 24 inches wide. We also have a flat option, which has the F in the designation. We'll bump this up to 18 gauge. And then looking at the connections here, this tool does support wood supports as well. So there's different support options available here, along with different wood screw options. So all of that can be specified. I'm getting an error message at the moment because that 1/4" didn't update from when I had steel selected. But once my support member and my support connection has all been selected, I can move on to my concrete properties. So this would be total slab depth. I'm going to take that down to 5.5 inches, so just 2 inches of coverage there. Normal weight concrete is fine, and 3000 PSI is also fine. So based on all of those inputs, I do have some maximum unshored clear spans shown here on the right. I can fine tune this a little bit if my minimum bearing lengths are different, either for the end of the deck or the interior of the deck. The construction live load during placement, light duty 20 PSF is code minimum, but I can bump that up or put in a custom value if I know that my erection conditions are going to be different. Deflection limit for shoring can also be adjusted here. It's set to L/180 at the moment. Same for just maximum total deflection here. It shall not exceed 3/4 inch. And then for ponding analysis, because this is a deeper deck, getting into some bigger spans, at 3 PSF might not be enough for my given condition, so I'll bump that up to 6 PSF. And with that change, you can see some of the values were taken down a few inches, just because the 3 additional PSF does have that weight associated with it, so that's going to impact how far I can take my deck slab. So if I wanted to look and an individual analysis for that 18 gauge option that I selected over here. I can dive deeper and look into the specific calculations that result in these maximum values. So I've got 10 pages of calcs shown here, and this is going to go through 1 span, 2 span, and a 3 span condition, all the different limit states for each condition here. So you can see positive bending, vertical shear if I had cell deck, web crippling, deflection, shear and bending interaction. So all of that's listed here with our equations, and then the resulting spans, and then the worst case span is selected and printed in that table at the top. And then at the bottom, it does provide the maximum allowable unshored cantilever construction span for this given back span and the deflection criteria. So all of that is here. I can get, again, a detailed analysis as a PDF download. So this would be during erection only. This would not be for a final cantilever condition. That would need to be designed based on the concrete and reinforcement strength. But I do want to point out this minimum connection requirement at backspan support because these connections are the only thing resisting that cantilever sticking out during the concrete placement. So this gives you a minimum number of connections that are needed. You can see 1 every other flute is listed here. And that's the Unshored Construction Span tool. It's a great tool, which really takes every nuance of the deck, concrete, bearing, and construction method into account, giving you a fine-tuned, customized span table. And with that, happy specifying.